So we recently had a drop inside of the Pulse chain ecosystem, but it was almost followed immediately by another rise inside of price, which is pretty interesting. But let's get straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, not in financial advice. But look at this. We had a huge drop recently in this ecosystem, and it's literally immediately a bunch of people just started to buy back. And that's primarily here. You can see Pulse chain, pDai Atropa, pDai Atropa, Teddy Bear. But we're really just going to talk about Atropa and pDai here because these are the ones that people really have most high conviction in. A lot of people are looking at these as like the peak of what we can really do here because they're trying to get the pDai to $1, and Atropa is really what's helping it being $1. So that's what they're trying to get it to. They're trying to get it pegged at $1. So this is huge because pDai is so cheap right now that you can get so much that if it hits $1, you have a lot inside of money here. But anyways, the liquidity continues to increase. So even though we had that huge drop, it was almost immediately followed by another rise in price. And right now we have liquidity at $17.3 million, and we have the fully diluted value at 50.7 million. So that's pretty good right there. Now, what I do want to point out here is look, the second that we actually pulled out below this support here, and this is the support that I was talking about before, that's 0.002250. So 002250, like as soon as we dropped down below that, we almost immediately came right back up. And look, as we pulled down, we actually stopped at that support again. And now we're back on a little bit of an uptrend here. Now that's a small uptrend, so it may actually drop down below a little bit further. And it could possibly go to 0018. But I think that we're actually going to have enough momentum to actually continue to rise from here. But regardless, like the second that we went back, a lot of people just started to buy back in. Remember, they're mentioning that they have bots literally buying all of the pDai and Atropa when it's being sold. So this is looking like a good buy here. So like it's literally starting to go back up. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to go down any further. It could continue to go down. But this just shows the importance of the ecosystem here with Pulse Chain. And this is pDai. And then if you look over here at Atropa, it's pretty much the same thing. So it literally looks just about the same. It's just slightly different inside of charting here. So it looks slightly different. Now, I do believe that pDai probably has the most of the, probably has more upside potential here until it gets to $1. And then from there, pDai is going to be pegged and stable at $1. And then you're going to probably see Atropa continue to rise from there. So then that's when, people might switch over to Atropa more than pDai. But I think they both have good potential, and they're pretty much both the same. When you look at the charts, it looks exactly the same. Like, look at that. It looks very, very similar. So, yeah, I think both of them are pretty much good. So, that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this inside the comments. Like, it's just crazy how, like, we had that pullback, but immediately 29.36% here for Teddy Bear, 7.06% here for Atropa, and 5.21% here for pDai. And we just see time and time again all of these different pairs here. They're doing very, very well here inside of the Pulse chain ecosystem. So we just see gains left and right. If we look at the highest liquidity things here, the gains look a little bit less here, but still, ultimately, it's looking good at this point. A lot of transactions are going on inside of the Pulse chain ecosystem. But like I said, a lot of these different pairs here, you want to be careful. Like a lot of them are random ones that people made. So some of them can be scams. So be careful with that. Like I said, none of this financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. There's certain ones here that you don't want to go to. Like typically, if you just see these random symbols on them, then you don't want to go to those ones. If you just see these random ones, you don't hear anyone talking about them. There's just random symbols. Like, yeah, and they got low liquidity, but somehow a high fully diluted value. Like, you don't want to go into those. Like, a lot of random ones. Like this one might look good because it's up 32.37%, but it only has 3.1K of liquidity and 259K of fully diluted value. So like there's something not adding up there. The same for this one right here, Knights of Malta. I don't know what that is. It's up 62.66%, but it's only 1.7K liquidity and 117K in fully diluted value. So I'm not looking at those ones. What I'm really looking at is the ones that actually have good liquidity here. And that's why I look at pDai to Atropa, because that one, 17.3 million inside of liquidity, 50.5 million inside of fully diluted value. It actually adds up. So that's why I'm looking at these. And then the Atropa one down here is fairly good as well. 949K inside of liquidity, 27.8 million inside of fully diluted value. So Atropa also is looking good as well. But that's why I'm focusing on those two. And then I guess you can also look at teddy bear if you want as well. And I made a video about that. I'll make another video on teddy bear and do a whole another technical analysis for that to see what exactly is about to come very soon for that. Whether or not it's going to be bullish or bearish. I guess we can do a whole technical analysis for that inside of another video. But this one is primarily just for pDai and Atropa. But if you look at teddy bear, I mean, it looks almost the exact same. Like, look at this. Like, it really does look almost the exact same. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. But yeah, anyways, hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. We'll keep talking about this in some other videos. But yep, as always, I'll be back with another video.